everyone, and welcome to the Next Fitness Thing. I'm team leader Anna from New York, and you're here with me for Brain Teaser Walk 25. This is day 6 of 7 of the 7 Days of Steps Walking Challenge here on our YouTube channel. We don't have a set goal today, but if you want to track your distance, make sure the GPS on your tracker is on and Wi-Fi is off. If you're inside or getting your cardio in via a different method, let's do what it takes to do your best. Please be aware of your surroundings and adjust your volume settings as needed right now. Now, brace your core, relax your shoulders, and hold your head high. Ready? Let's go. If you've taken a class with me before, if you haven't taken a class with me before, welcome. While I'm not a certified fitness trainer, I do have a teaching background, and I've loved brushing off the cobwebs with TNFT teammates. I am, however, the resident book and true crime lover, and bringing both of these topics to this platform has been a blast. So with that said, let's start with movies that have been based off of books. How about that? First question. While J.K. Rowling is considered problematic, I am a lover of the Harry Potter series. What is the primary, keyword primary ingredient in Polyjuice Potion? Is it A, leeches, B, hair of the person you want to transform into, or C, lacewing flies? So again, what is the primary ingredient in Polyjuice Potion? Is it A, leeches, B, hair of the person you want to transform into, or C, lacewing flies? All right, I'll give you a minute to figure out what you think the answer is going to be. All right, let's see if you have the answer correct. The answer is B, hair of the person you want to transform into. Remember how Hermione turned into a cat because she got the wrong kind of hair? Oopsies! Note, and this is something that I actually had forgotten, lacewing flies are the flies required to stew for 21 days, which is why it takes forever for the potion to be ready. Okay, next one. In August of 2018, the movie Crazy Rich Asians, based on the book by Kevin Kwan, took the world by storm. If you're familiar with either the book or the movie, you know the whole premise is that this woman named Rachel is dating a guy named Nick Young. So with that said, where is Nick from? Is it A, Vietnam, B, Japan, or C, Singapore? So where is Nick Young from? A, Vietnam, B, Japan, or C, Singapore? All right, think you know the answer? The answer is C, Singapore. Personally, I really enjoyed this movie. Oh my gosh. The cast was amazing. Lots of giggles, not gonna lie. Okay, let's move on to more, if you're a 90s kid, let's move over to something that represents our childhood. True or false? The first book in the Goosebumps series, written by R.L. Stine, is Welcome to Deadhouse. Again, true or false? The first book in the Goosebumps series, written by R.L. Stine, Welcome to Deadhouse. That's the first book in the Goosebumps series. What do you think? I think you have to be a pretty big diehard Goosebumps fan to know this off the top of your head, because I sure didn't. The answer, ready for it, is true. Welcome to Dead House was first published by Scholastic on July 1st, 1992. It is about sister-brother duo Amanda and Josh. They've just moved into a weird, spooky, and possibly haunted house in the town of Dark Falls. They get freaked out about it, but their parents tell them to go out and make some new friends. They do just that, but the friends are not exactly what their parents had in mind. Now, I will admit it's definitely been some time since I have actually read any of these books, so I might need a refresher, but is there anyone else who's like, oh my gosh, the Goosebumps movies with Jack Black were so good? Or just really cheesy and slapstick and you loved them anyway. I loved them, so that's that. Okay, the next one. During COVID, a good friend of mine told me I needed to watch Starz' Outlander. I took the leap and started watching it on Netflix and was quickly hooked. So with that said, true or false? The fan base is dominated by women. True or false? The fan base for Outlander is dominated by women. I'll give you a minute to think on that. All right, have your answer in mind? The answer is actually false, if you had true down. It is false. According to a June 2023 article from Town and Country magazine, Sam Heughan, who plays Jamie Fraser, stated that the gender breakdown is actually 50-50. He said, quote, "The show wasn't made specifically for women, you know. It just happens to have a female lead character. I think there's something in there for every guy. There's a lot more graphic scenes, but not just intimate ones. There's violence." So, there you have it. I was proven wrong with my initial guess. Okay. Next one. Sarah J. Maas has been taking BookTok by storm. When did she start writing? Is it A, 1998, B, 2002, or C, 2005? In what year did Sarah J. Maas start writing? A, 1998, B, 2002, or C, 2005? All right, the answer, drumroll. The answer is B, 2002. At the age of 16, she started writing her first novel, Throne in Glass. In an effort to get feedback, she actually uploaded an early version to an online forum. She received a ton of positive reviews, which motivated her to continue writing and refine her work. It wasn't until 10 years later, in 2012, that it was published by Bloomsbury. And of course, we know all about how that's blown up. So, fun fact, if you're a fellow book lover, I should probably mention 2 book-related classes I'm involved in. The first is book club, where myself and trainer Casey, she led day 3 of this challenge, we alternate leading this once-a-month walking class where we give a summary of the chosen book and then lead a discussion. Between the 2 of us, genres are all over the board, from mystery, thriller, romance, historical fiction, fantasy. I mentioned all over the board, right? These classes are typically held at the end of each month, so teammates have time to read each selection that they're interested in. The other book-related class I lead is BookTok 25, where I introduce a book and then read a description. That's pretty much the premise of it. For teammates looking to add to their, quote, to-be read list, this is a perfect way to scope books out. At the end of class, I post a list to our Facebook group. If you're not already part of that, that is facebook.com/groups/the-next-fitness-thing. So you don't have to try and remember everything discussed. I got you. Of course, schedules are a thing, so if you can only take these classes on replay after the fact, but have a suggestion that I should cover, I always accept submissions through this group. All right, ready to switch over to true crime? I am! What Netflix series covered the murder of Sister Kathy Sesnick? A. The Keepers, B. Girl in the Picture, or C. Sins of Our Mother? What Netflix series covered the murder of Sister Kathy Sesnick? A. The Keepers, B. Girl in the Picture, and C. Sins of Our Mother. Ready for the answer? The answer is A, The Keepers. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. And the story goes as this, or like this. After disappearing on November 7th, 1969, Sister Kathy Sesnick's body was found nearly 2 months later, but to this day, the killer remains unnamed. In the 90s, the case returned to the spotlight after one of Sesnick's former students accused the high school chaplain of sexual abuse and claims that she was taken to Sesnick's then undiscovered corpse and threatened. Director Ryan White pieces together the story through conversations with friends, relatives, journalists, government officials, and Baltimore citizens, hoping to uncover the truth. And I personally watched this when this came out. Oh my. So good, but wow, very disturbing. Next question. This mother of two went missing after a camping trip, sparking national news. After her disappearance, investigators learned that her father-in-law had been actively stalking her and her husband was doing nothing about it. Unfortunately, her little family passed away when a supervised visit went terribly wrong. What's the name of this mother? Is it A. Rachel Morin, B. Susan Powell, or C. Linda Collins? What is the name of the mother who disappeared after a camping trip, and unfortunately the rest of her family passed away as well later on? Is it A. Rachel Morin, B. Susan Powell, or C. Linda Collins? And while you're thinking about what answer it could be, if you are outside, now is the time for you to turn around to get back to your home base in time for the end of class. Think you have an answer? If so, let's see if it's correct. The answer is B, Susan Powell. Has anyone else seen any documentaries about it? Because it's just, the case blows my mind. Okay, next one. For years, female adult industry workers were found on a beach on Long Island. Eventually, a serial killer was arrested, causing absolute mayhem. What's the nickname of this serial killer? Is it A, the Night Stalker, B, Son of Sam, or C, Gilgo Beach Killer? What is the name of the serial killer in charge of taking the lives of female adult industry workers and dumping their bodies on a beach in Long Island? A, the Night Stalker, B, the Son of Sam, or C, the Gilgo Beach Killer? Alright, if you're a true crime lover, this probably isn't the hardest one. The answer is C. The accused Gilgo Beach Killer is named Rex Heuermann, and he was an architectural consultant in Manhattan. And this guy's a big dude. I'll just put in that comment. He is a big dude. Alright, true or false? Lori Daybell was found guilty by reason of insanity after her 2 children, ex-husband, and brother passed away. However, she was sentenced to serve her sentence in a mental hospital. So true or false, Lori Daybell was found guilty, but she has to serve her sentence in a mental hospital. True or false? The answer is false. She was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without parole. What is the name of the father who made headlines for denying the murder of his pregnant wife and 2 children? Is it A, Josh Powell, B, Gregory Green, or C, Chris Watts? What is the name of the father who made headlines for denying the murder of his pregnant wife and 2 children? A, Josh Powell, B, Gregory Green, or C, Chris Watts? Think you know the answer? Let's see. The answer is C, Chris Watts. Are you a true crime lover like myself? At the beginning of each month, I actually lead True Crime 25, which is essentially just listening to a podcast, but you can communicate with other teammates, and then I'll look at the chat as well, and you can communicate with me. It is so much fun. Detailed information on all the classes I've mentioned so far can be found on our website at www.thenextfitnessthing.com. That's also where you can find trainer bios and team leader bios so you can get to know us a little bit better. In addition to being a book and true crime lover, I also adore the paranormal world. I have a bit of an obsession with kindred spirits, and I've also enjoyed watching the Dead Files, Living for the Dead, and Portals to Hell when all that was on. So, let's test our knowledge with haunted locations. What prison housed the country's worst offenders and is situated on an island? Is it A, Alcatraz, B, Belle Isle, or C, Castle Island? Again, what prison housed the country's worst offenders and is situated on an island? Is it A, Alcatraz, B, Belle Isle, or C, Castle Island? All right, let's see who the paranormal lovers are out there. The answer is Alcatraz, A. And the reason why I consider it in this category is because of all the paranormal investigations out there. But considered America's ultimate prison, this was a place where the country's worst offenders were dumped. It incarcerated the likes of Al Capone, Doc Barker, George Machine Gun Kelly, and more when it was open as a prison. Since it was set in the middle of the San Francisco Bay, most considered it unescapable. But there was one successful escape attempt. However, it's unclear if the inmates drowned in the bay or made it to shore. Josh Gates, the host of Expedition Unknown, covered this in Season 10, Episode 7 of his show. The prison closed 1 year after that escape, and the facility is now regarded as one of America's most haunted locations. Staff have even reported ghosts, screams, and eerie music. Ooh. What is the name of the haunted hotel that inspired The Shining? Is it A, the Hawthorne Hotel, B, the Stanley Hotel, or C, the Crescent Hotel? What is the name of the haunted hotel that inspired The Shining? A, the Hawthorne Hotel, B, the Stanley Hotel, or C, the Crescent Hotel? Okay, if you answered B, the Stanley Hotel, you are correct. The Stanley Hotel is located in Estes Park, Colorado, and is the inspiration for the book. However, the 1980 movie wasn't actually filmed there. Instead, Stanley Kubrick built the interior sets at the EMI Elstree Studios in the UK, and the exterior shots are of the Timberline Lodge in Oregon. Granted, is anyone really shocked that the movie didn't get filmed at the actual location? I'm not. True or false? The Whaley House, located in San Diego, California, is a notoriously haunted location known for the ghost of James Yankee Jim Robinson. Again, true or false? The Whaley House, located in San Diego, California, is a notoriously haunted location known for the ghost of James or Yankee Jim Robinson. The answer is true. The Whaley House was the home of Thomas Whaley and his family, as many know. At various times, it's also housed Whaley's General Store, San Diego's second county courthouse, excuse me, and the first commercial theater in San Diego. The house has witnessed more history than any other building in the city. Yankee Jim comes into place because he was hung in the exact location where the house now sits. Next one. True or false? The Red Onion Saloon in Skagway, Alaska, is known for its bizarre architecture filled with stairs leading into the ceiling and windows that open into sacred passages. Ooh. True or false? The Red Saloon in Skagway, Alaska is known for its bizarre architecture filled with stairs leading into the ceiling and windows that open onto sacred passages. Think you know the answer? The answer is false. The house known for this is actually the Winchester Mystery House, located in San Jose, California. Sarah Winchester had it designed to repel vengeful spirits. Alright, next one's true or false. I am not a fluent Spanish speaker, so here we go. True or false? Isla de los Muñecas, or Island of the Dolls, located in Mexico, is named for this particular story. One day, the sole resident and caretaker of the island found a young girl who had apparently died from drowning. With her was a floating doll in the water. The caretaker took the doll and strung it up high in a tree to pay homage to the girl's spirit. To this day, dolls have been strung up on trees throughout the island. So is that true or is that false? The answer is true. The caretaker and some visitors even claim that the dolls are possessed by the spirit of girls who passed away too soon. Needless to say, it's all creepy. And okay, I will admit, I probably bring the most morbid content to the next fitness thing, but I also bring quite a few giggles as well. I also lead classes that are part of more challenging challenges, and training programs such as our scavenger hunt, Would You Rather, and more. One training program that we have is Make Your Way to 5K, which takes place over a 4-week period, and it can be done on a schedule that fits your needs. For more information, go to makeyourwayto5k.com. To join on in, go to strava.com/clubs/7 day steps. And alright, to wrap things up, since we are a digital platform, there are multiple ways in which you can get to know us a little bit better. Trainers and team leaders like to do little videos, whether they're nutrition-based or for a particular fitness move. Those can be found on both of our Instagram pages, on both our Instagram page at The Next Fitness Thing and our YouTube channel, which is what you're watching this on, also at The Next Fitness. We also have a weekly show called The Next Fitness Show, where you can ask questions and learn a thing or two from weekly guests while hanging out with one of our amazing leaders, trainer Mary Beth, or MB. And all my friends are officially at the finish line. Thank you for joining me, Team Leader Anna. I greatly appreciate it. Now please make sure you drink some water and get some stretching in because you deserve it. And tomorrow is the last day of the challenge. It is day number 7 with the amazing trainer Kathy, who will be leading us to Path to Progression 25. Until then, bye-bye.